How to develop an unbreakable mindset. So this video, I'm not saying you're going to have an unbreakable mindset by the end of the video, but it'll be up 50%, at least I can guarantee that. So, bit of background on my story and how I've actually developed that is literally, I started training judo when I was 3, I started playing rugby when I was 6, I started lifting weights for rugby when I was 13, but completely winging it. I was actually going into the gym, literally loading up the left machine and just working my way around the machine on an arc like that. And I'd done that for probably way too long. I was just a young boy, absolutely winging it, just trying to pack on muscle for rugby because I was so small, and didn't actually start lifting weights properly and methodically until I was about 19. So what I'd learned over the last nearly 15 years now, because I'm nearly 28, is this 3-step principle is very important, so you might want to take notes, to be honest with you. So motivation is number 1, discipline is number 2, and number 3 is how they come together, because they're actually separate. So you got discipline and motivation. So this year I got married. That's a motivation for me to get in the best shape I could, shredded wise. Like, I wanted my abs popping because I was getting married. So I done a bulk, then I cut, and I'll find a photo my wife's got of me sitting at a table where my abs were very visible, but I was also very lean. And then after the wedding, I was like, whoa, I need a bulk, I need to put my weight back on. So I got very shredded for my wedding, and then I decided that I really want to bulk again. So now I'm going into that bulking phase. So that's motivation. So I've got a goal. So the goal was, 1, get shredded for my wedding. Now it's changed to pull on muscle and keep me going. Whereas discipline, you can't really argue with discipline, and this is a massive thing I learned. Discipline, you're basically like a yes man too, because if discipline was meant to ask you, you're going to the gym tomorrow, and you said no, that's crunch time. You're not disciplined. You need to go back to the drawing board. If you set them days with yourself, you've got to go to that gym, because you're only letting yourself down. It's you versus you, which again is something I teach inside my program that you can look on through the videos below. But you versus you is very important when it comes to discipline. Also, understanding that if you have a support system with your circle of friends, you don't know anyone's calories, you don't know anyone's time. Okay, you've got to be quite abrupt sometimes, and like, I'm doing this for myself, and like, you can't let people interfere with you, because you let them make you slip, but you've also let yourself slip, which is really important. Understanding that discipline is also another thing of, I was meant to go to the gym at 5, but my wife's just texted me at 12, so we watch a Christmas film tonight. I can't go to the gym. Why can't you go to the gym? You got an hour, it's absolutely fine. 5 till 6, you're home by 6:30. You've had a shower, now you can chill. Yeah, understanding that is massive, because you don't just have to run home from work and watch a Christmas film and sit on the settee, because I guarantee you, if you do that half hour into the film, you'd be like, I should have went to the Binton gym. I should have went to the gym, because I guarantee you, because I've been there, I've done it for nearly 15 years. I've understood everything. I'm not a robot, I understand everything, and exactly how you feel is how I felt as well. But a really important one is understanding them 2 factors, but also when they come together. So discipline and motivation, when they come together, is very important. So yes, you've got a goal now. So I might say, I take myself for example as packing on muscle, but I also know what days I'm training, and them days do not get missed. Yeah, my calorie goal, discipline. That's all it is. It's not motivation. Motivation for your calories is absolutely rubbish. It's not, it's discipline. Are you disciplined to hit 155 grams of protein a day? Yeah, I am. Are you disciplined to hit 3,000 calories a day? Absolutely. Yeah, easy. When you put it down on a piece of paper and have a proper set regular system, the only way you can fail is if you fail yourself, and that is absolutely massive. Yeah, it's hard to swallow as well. It's a hard pill to swallow. I was there. I done it wrong for 6 years. I only started lifting weights properly when I was 19. Like that's a big one. Granted, I couldn't train for 18 months because of health problems, but I knew when I'm back in that gym, I am absolutely spinning and going for it. So I literally spent all my teenage years researching the body, researching the mind, researching in COVID when we were all locked up in our houses, That's all I do, is just the body and how the mindset works, how the human body can obviously exercise, lift weights, training systems. But 15 years worth of knowledge in my head, plus my professional certificate for qualifying me as a level 3 personal trainer, which I do believe that I've learned more over the last 15 years of training myself to put into place for the systems. Granted, in my systems there's a little bit of the course that I done to be a personal trainer in there, but most of it is from whatever I've learned myself, because that is invaluable. It's literally so important that people learn that, because they'll save themselves so many years. When it comes to motivation, I don't think I'm ever motivated to actually go to the gym anymore, and that's me being brutally honest with myself. I literally go there. I literally train these days, I believe, because of my mind, my mental health. More importantly than my physical. Not more important than my physical, but I got 2 businesses. I've also got a side hustle I do. If I don't go to that gym and have my time and my space for my head to clear, that's a massive like weight off my shoulders through that day. I'm releasing so much endorphins and I'm lifting heavy weight. I'll be lifting weights when I'm 90 years old if I can. When I'm in a caring home and my kid comes to see me, I'll have a pair of dumbbells by my bed. And if I can't lift them, they'll still be there anyway, because they have literally changed my life for the better. I packed on 50 pounds of muscle by doing it, and this changed my life in more ways than one. Not just physical or mental, but my relationships with people. And it does show how hard do you actually want to work, and all that side of stuff. So when that is coming into everything, I guarantee you again, honestly, your life will just become better. Your relationships with your wife or your husband, your co-workers, if you're a boss, then your co-workers are going to respect you more, because you go into the gym, you're disciplined inside and outside of work. It's literally a catch-22. So you're there, but you're catching everything, doing stuff outside of work, and then it's there and it's coming back round. It's like a snowball effect, basically. I don't know why I've done that. It's like a snowball effect. And I can guarantee you will be so much happier. This is going to be an hard pill for people to swallow again. So I don't know if I touched on it at the start of the video. The 3 people closest to you are a reflection of you. Yeah. So my wife, my best friend Josh, and my best mate Kane. My wife, her food is absolutely brilliant, but understanding, I'll touch on something in a bit as well, but understanding that my food and her food are different is absolutely massive, which I'll touch on later on. My cousin, who's a world champion MMA fighter, he actually motivates me. Yeah, he motivates me because his food, I know how dialed in it is. We chat about his food, we chat about nutrition. He's got his own goals, I got my own goals, but nutrition is exactly the same. So you work together without even realising you're actually working together. When you sit down and think of it, I bet you've had a conversation with your friend or your loved one, and you've realised, you've done this subconsciously and been like, oh right, she's only having blinking 50 grams of porridge, I need 110. Yeah, something silly like that. That understanding, that is absolutely crucial. So I've been a PT in person for 3 years. I'm an online coach as well. I train people online, all that. If you've got a goal and your husband and wife say, and you want to lose 20 pounds each, or even 40 pounds, and your wife wants to lose 20, right? Whatever it is. If you've got the same goal, you are going to hit that goal together, and your relationship will be absolutely stunning. Honestly, I guarantee it, because I've seen it in person. I've seen people come to me. Yeah, I told her off, George. She had a chocolate bar. They're grassing their wife up to me. And then the wife's like, yeah, honestly, it's brilliant, because then she does it to him the following week and he's like, oh yeah, I did have a chocolate bar. But they're keeping them, what it is they're keeping each other accountable. And then when they've both lost 40 pounds and how happy they are together, they've held each other accountable, they've also held themselves accountable. It's absolutely brilliant. It's absolutely perfect. But if you've got a couple, or if your goal is to build muscle and your wife's is to lose weight, you've got it's almost like a yin and yang constantly. It's almost like a pendulum. So you need to meet in the middle, because your wife is eating less calories. So if you're prepping her food, if I'm cooking for my wife, I weigh out their food, it's less. If I'm cooking for myself, just myself, I know what it is. But also understanding I need to add that in, need to add this in on grams and stuff. It is important, because you want each other to be the best version of yourself, because you're always like this. You're going to be a pendulum effect, And then when you're both happy, you just come in the middle then, and you know exactly where you are. Because the first 6 weeks are very hard for nutrition, very hard. But getting your discipline and mindset into that is absolutely crucial. I hope what I said just made sense, because I've seen it happen numerous times. If you've got the same goal as your partner, you're going to be 10 times more likely to hit it, because you've got support in your corner, you're supporting your partner as well, and it's absolutely brilliant, right? But if you take anything from this video today, please take these 2 things I'm about to tell you. Is your circle is very important, who you hang around with. If you're constantly around people going out on the town getting drunk, that's brilliant for them. They're lowering the testosterone, they're killing their gains, they're not going to be able to produce any muscle growth nowhere near as fast as they normally should. Yeah, so understand that, but don't understand that you can't go out and enjoy yourself, but you shouldn't be going out every weekend because you're just going to be in a vicious circle. And also understanding that discipline and motivation are 2 different things, but they come together. So please take that as the biggest one today, is discipline versus motivation. But when you cut the verses in half, they come together, and that's when you get a big snowball effect. So I'm a big strong believer on 8 or 10 week plans do not matter. They're not really, they're good to start off, they're like a kickstart, but you want a lifestyle change. So if you want to get in crazy shape and change your life and have an unbreakable mindset with my award-winning coaching systems, click the Calendly link in the description below, book a call, have a chat to me, and if you like it, we'll get you on the team.